Hey, it's Derek again. Right now I'm actually staying in somewhat of a pre-built um, building. Something we could actually, cover up fairly easy. And of course, right here could be the entrance. You don't want it, too big. You just want it big enough to where it'll actually be somewhat comfortable. Of course, you don't want it anywhere near your fire either, so that way you don't have to worry about it burning down. Right here would be a good spot. Bonfire pit would be a good spot where my cameraman is actually standing right now. A good decent distance away, so that way you'll still get some heat, but not too much, especially with the smoke and stuff. You don't want it, coming in and, next thing you know, you can't breathe or anything like that. Um, some of the stuff we can actually see laying on the ground where you can actually put it right on top or whatever. Of course, you want to clear a little bit of it out so that way you don't have to worry about getting poked or prodded or anything like that. If you come over this way, you'll see some more materials that you can actually use. Like dead sticks, twigs, stuff like that, branches. You want to make it decent enough where you have some coverage and don't have to worry about getting wet or anything like that. And of course, over here, you'll see some more stuff kind of down and stuff like that. And right here is actually some good wood you could use for, building a fire, so that way you get some warmth and something to cook with at least too, so that way you don't have to worry about, going too far. It'll also help clear it out a little bit. As you can see, there's another spot where you can, build a little extra shelter if you need. But all in all, your supplies are pretty much right here. All you gotta do is you just go out, walk a little bit, find some stuff, and then put it all together, make a clearing, and just kind of call it home for a little bit if you need. Other than that, it's basically what you see. Other than that, I really don't have much right here. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of wood and stuff, but other than that, it's basically shelters right here. So, we'll hopefully be able to build at least something so that we can actually live in it for temporary until you actually make something a little bit bigger or something more sustainable. Other than that, all right here, all usable. And of course, you also have wildlife with you too. If you can hear the bird chirping or whatever. Very quiet, peaceful, something you can hopefully live in or with. Hey Mickey, get up.
Oh, spare change?
Yeah, spare change. Okay,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, as you can see, we got shelter.
My home, I
partially
pay $25 for rent.
Yeah,
Every
there's
month,
no rent out here.
$25.
But yeah, as you can see, we do have shelter partially built. All you gotta do is actually put the rest of the roof on it, so that way we don't get soaked when it rains. Other than that, this is basically kind of what it looks like when you're getting it started. You got the frame for the roof, and of course, the walls. This is what you want to use, like some sticks. Of course, you want to tie it together too, just to make sure it's a little more sturdy, doesn't blow off on you or fall down on you. Which I fell on him a couple of times. That's why he looks like that. But other than that, this is gonna be your basic look for shelter.
We got some other
partially built shelter. As you can see, I do have some extra sticks. That's just in case you gotta stick them somewhere or need to do repairs on the roof or whatever. But other than that,
What about this side?
This side. Okay,
we
so
have this
I got
side
this.
where
Derek, I got this.
We do have a little bit more built onto it.
Yeah, talk about how you built
Okay.
the roof.
So the roof, you pretty much what we did apparently. We stacked some leaves on leaves. Then the leaves will capture the rainwater, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you want to do is get it to where instead of just using the loose sticks like this, what you want to do is actually get the branches with the leaves on it, and then have them laying all one way, so that way they're a little more uniform.
You mean like this one, which is like a
Yeah,
giant
this is
stinking...
just one big stick that was thrown on there.
Because it was the biggest one.
Yeah, which nothing wrong with it. The more the better. You don't want to have too much though, so that way, something like this, yeah, it'll catch a lot. But you want to throw that on like way last. But what you want to do is just kind of snap them off, kind of like this one right here. So that way, you're actually getting a little bit tighter on the roof. So that way it'll actually hold a little bit better, and not have to worry about rain falling through or snow even if it's in a colder climate. One of the major things is how well you build it too. You want to make sure like I said, everything is sturdy, well put together, and stuff like that. And you want to have it a little bit more a little bit open too. So that way, if need be, you can have a fire close by. Make sure it's heated up, and if you want, you can actually stick a fire right in it. So that way, you can actually sit there, stay dry, warm, cook food, stuff like that, and do anything like that, just to make sure you're a little more comfortable and more apt to survive.
Or what about the inside?
The inside, you actually want to make sure it's cleared out. Make sure there's no sticks or anything that's gonna poke at you or make you uncomfortable. And you also want to lay down like leaves or pine needles or something to kind of cushion you from the ground, because the ground will take a lot of your body heat away from you, and that will make you more apt to get hypothermia. And less likely, well, it'll make it a little less comfortable, and you're more likely to get hypothermia or likely, die because of heat loss.
got this kind of wood.
Yeah, you can also put, wood planks down if you want. I mean, yeah, it's not all that comfortable, but you can put wood planks down and then cover it with leaves or something.
I was going to talk about having this.
Or even, take this type of wood and use these as like your walls and shelter and stuff like that. That way, it'll actually cover a little bit more, and it'll be a little bit more uniform, and the rain will run off a lot smoother, and it'll actually make it a little bit better for shelter.
Then
of
you
course,
have all these holes.
yeah, you got, the harder the wood, the better. That way, it's more likely to stay longer without rotting too quick, and it'll actually wick away the water a little bit quicker, or a little bit more. It can hold a little bit more water too at times, but hardwood would probably be one of the best woods to go with, and it's a little bit harder to catch on fire too. It also burns a little bit longer and hotter as well.
Yeah, you go to the Home Depot, buy yourself some hardwood, and you're all good.
Yeah.
What about the placement? Like, what about up here?
The placement.
Is this good?
Well, we do have.
What about above us? Is that good?
I mean, you could build a shelter, in the treetops.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm
Or-
talking about, like,
I mean,
above
yeah.
our shelter.
Yeah, that's perfect because then
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could have build shelter underneath trees and stuff like that for extra protection and stuff like that. Especially if you got a lot of birds or you do have bigger, larger predators, large birds that fly overhead, and they're less likely to actually see you through the treetops. I mean, even though they have better eyesight than humans do, having treetop shelter is an added plus. That way, you'll have more shade, less rain. Well, yeah, fewer raindrops falling on your shelter, and things like that. But you also do run the risk of tree branches and stuff falling on it. But it's reward versus risk outweigh. Which if you find a good live tree like right now, we do have some. As you can see, there are some dead branches up there, but
Not
they're
so many,
they're
yeah.
not.
They're
in the
mainly on
immediate
this
threat.
one. On this side, away from our
Well,
shelter.
yeah, as you can see, some of the branches are dead, but it would take a good amount of weight to actually make them snap at this point. Like that, he pulled it down, and of course, as you can see, it takes a little bit of force to break them. But other than that, having shelter under tree tops,
It's good.
it can be a plus depending the risk outweigh. Other than that, this is it for our shelter. I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy.